Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Civics for the Culture.
Okay y'all, so say you need an abortion, but depending on where you live, you might need to secure childcare, take time off work, which means less money in your pocket, travel hours to your nearest clinic, attend a consultation appointment where you're forced to undergo an invasive physical exam, along with what is essentially a massive guilt trip.
Why? Because some states force providers to read disinformation-filled scripts written by politicians?
Then you either have to drive hundreds of miles back home or pay for a hotel and wait up to 3 days before you can actually access the care you need.
You don't have to be a parent or a woman to recognize how wild, and let's be real, cruel these types of restrictions are. And what's even crazier, this was going down before Roe was overturned.
And with the protections of Roe no longer in place, we're basically seeing an anti-abortion free-for-all in dozens of states. I'm not gonna lie to you, this shit is scary as hell.
And not just for patients, but for providers too.
Since Roe was overturned, we're already seeing reports of doctors withholding medically necessary, life-saving abortion care due to the threat of prosecution.
Today, we're joined by my girl Suki, who's an ultrasound tech in Atlanta. She's going to walk us through what it's like trying to get access to care in Georgia.
Hey, Amani and Kristen, thank you for having me today.
So Suki, can you give us an idea of what the patient experience has been like post-Dobbs?
The patients that come into the clinic, they have a sense of heaviness on them. I'm the first stop. I initially have to tell them if they can stay or if they'll be turned away. When I put the gel on their stomach and put the probe down, they're literally holding their breath until I can tell them that they can stay.
Can you help explain the difficult position providers are being put in because of these bans and restrictions?
Providers are not able to give the care to the patients that deserve adequate abortion care. A lot of times, patients who have anomalies, the doctor has to go through this legal paperwork to see if it's a viable pregnancy, if it's not a viable pregnancy. A high-risk doctor has to sign off saying that it isn't a viable pregnancy because of Georgia's bans. I don't think that people really understand that these providers just want to give adequate, safe abortion care, and their hands have been tied ever since the fall of Dobbs.
So what's a girl gotta do to get an abortion in Georgia?
It's actually almost impossible to know when you've missed your period to be able to get an abortion. It is so many caveats that you have to go through to get to a state such as mine to get an abortion with the current ban in place. Thing is to just not give up and try and know that there are different states out there that will help you. There are different organizations that will help you get the abortion that you need, that will help pay for it, that will help with practical support, that will help with logistics for them to get the care that they deserve and that they want at that moment.
We're so grateful there are people like Suki out here doing the work to help us get the care that they need, but it shouldn't be this hard.
So here are the 2 things I want you to leave with here today.
First, if you or a loved one is seeking access to or information about abortion care, make sure you check your sources.
As you know by now, when it comes to abortion, this information is everywhere. So be sure to confirm whether a clinic is an actual clinic and not just one of those so-called crisis pregnancy centers, aka a fake women's health center. These places have been known to lie to patients about how far along they are in order to prevent them from seeking the care that they need. Shameful, right?
But don't worry, we got you.
You can find a credible clinic near you by visiting trusted sites like ineedanaid.com and abortionfinder.org.
And second, not only do we need to be worried about our own rights, but we also need to be looking out for those healthcare providers who make it possible for us to have access to care in the first place.
One of the best ways we can do that is by supporting those who are working on the front lines to defend and provide affordable abortion care. Check out Abortion Care Network to support their work providing dignified abortion care for all those who need it.
All right, y'all, catch us on the next episode of Civics for the Culture.